Television invites you to join us as a group of outstanding experts meet a most unusual scientific challenge. Before them are brought strange and mysterious objects ranging from prehistoric times to the near present, and gathered here especially from museums all over the world. Armed with their highly specialized knowledge in their various fields, our experts will attempt to pinpoint what in the world it is, where it's from, and when in time it's from. Our moderator is the distinguished director of the University Museum of the University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Froelich Rainey. Dr. Rainey.
Good afternoon, and welcome to What in the World. No stranger to What in the World. He's a professional sculptor from Hastings-on-Hudson, an old friend on this program, Jacques Lipchitz.
Good afternoon.
And our third expert is a rather unusual person for this program. Millions know him through his fine performances on stage, screen, radio, and TV. But his other life is that of a collector of art objects, and that's what brings him to What in the World. He's now the lead in the new stage play Black-Eyed Susan here in Philadelphia. Vincent Price.
Hello.
Then, as I've said, these things come from storerooms of museums and not from exhibition. They're being seen by our panel for the first time this afternoon. Well, let's have a look at the first object.
This is Barry Cassell, your offstage voice. Our experts are confronted first with a wood carving in the form of a crocodile. It's from the Sepik River region of New Guinea and can be placed in time during the early 20th century.
Well, Carl, you're in part a zoologist. Here's a good one for you to start out with.
Well, it's a saurian. I don't know if it's a thesaurus or a crocodile or what.
Crocodile.
Yeah, it's a crocodile. So it comes from tropical waters. It's made of wood and it's painted red, and it's got a nice little thing which I'm taking apart. Excuse me. Okay, boys.
What do you think is it?
It's a crocodile.
Yeah, but from where it comes?
Well, I think it comes from someplace not very between Australia and Siam, don't you?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
New Guinea.
Yeah.
That's right.
New Guinea.
That's right, Vincent. New Guinea.
Sepik River, right?
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, that's
Now,
right.
Can you tell us?
You're good.
Well, I've seen them before. I have a first-hand acquaintance with crocodiles.
But you saw a crocodile, but you maybe didn't see such a sculpture.
It looks like almost like Easter Island.
Yeah, marvelous.
Why do you say Sepik River right off like that, Vincent?
Well, it's the carving and the use
Hey,
of
Jack,
lime
you're coming
as
apart,
painting. Use
You
of
know
lime in here.
I saw one of those swim by when we were bathing in Melville Island in June.
Really?
Yeah.
It's nice.
I'd rather see it this way.
What is it, Jacques?
Well, I think that Vincent is right.
I mean, what's it used for? He's
Don't
right.
ask me such things.
Sepik River in New Guinea.
It's put on the top of a post, isn't it?
Probably something like
It's
that.
some kind of a
There's a
house
hole in
measure.
here, but you hitch it into something.
A house part. That's
Yes.
right.
It's a house.
Yeah,
Yes,
house part.
maybe. Yeah.
And what does it represent, Carl? What is it? What's the significance?
That's
of
Well,
it?
a crocodile, you see, is a symbol of danger. It's something, and therefore it's used in exciting the men to warfare. I mean, it's one of these things that make you brave.
Yeah.
Right.
The men's house.
And how about the age of it?
Oh, I should say it's around 1870 to 1900.
Yeah.
You
The
like the
wood's
age of
pretty
that,
fresh, right?
Vincent?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
about
that's it.
exactly
19th
right.
century.
Good. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Certainly no question about this one. Vincent was absolutely right. It's Sepik River. That's northeastern New Guinea. We locate that one on the map first in New Guinea, an area where they are famous for their ghost cult. And this thing has to do with the ghost cult. And as Carl points out, it's the association of a spirit with the spirit of the crocodile with this carving, which is part of a house, the men's house, and it's associated with the ghost cult, as so many of these carvings in the Sepik River region of New Guinea are. It's rather interesting that these South Pacific things like this, these carvings, are now a great vogue in Europe, and many of the museums of Europe are showing collections of specific art of this kind. Well, let's have a look at the next one.
looking now at an ancient limestone figure of a hippopotamus with 2 heads. It's from Egypt and was made sometime during the Ptolemaic Roman period. This would date it between the 1st century B.C. and the 1st century A.D.
Well, Jacques, this is also zoology, but it's also art.
Well, that's...
I can just see Jacques' hands reaching.
I thought you'd love this, Jacques.
You know, if I guess, I hope you will give it to me.
No, sir.
No? It's a
That
beautiful...
two-headed dog they just produced in Russia.
marvelous. No, it's again a crocodile, but 2 crocodiles.
It's a hippo.
The hippopotamus, Jacques.
Oh, yes, that's hippopotamus. Yes, that's right. No, it's
Hippopotamus, that's
good.
right.
Yes, it's hippopotamus. Well,
I can't give you this, Jacques. It comes from the Brooklyn Museum in New York.
Oh.
They wouldn't have it.
They can have it.
Well,
We
it's
don't have
marvelous.
any hippopotamuses in Brooklyn.
It is a beautiful object. It's Egyptian, late dynasty.
Mother and baby.
It's beautiful. I just love it.
Now let me feel of it, Jack. There's any inscription on it.
You're
No.
quite right,
What kind
Jacques.
of stone?
But it's...
It's alabaster.
Is it?
No,
It's
it's a sandstone.
It's a sand.
It's a
Limestone.
sand, yes, it
Yeah.
is, yes.
Hard
Limestone.
limestone.
Yes,
Limestone.
limestone.
Look at
Limestone.
the details. It's
Marvelous.
I don't think that's from Egypt itself. Isn't that from Nubia?
Oh, no, that's Egypt. Late dynasty.
He's right, Carl, but we still have to pin it down Egypt as to place and time. Can you do that?
Well, it's late dynasty, so I don't know.
Oh, it's before the Persians, I'll tell you that.
I would think it
Twenty.
was early.
Certainly, it's
Early?
early
Yeah.
Persian now.
Pardon me?
Middle, in the middle period, but earlier than you say. I would.
I should say
No,
it's
I would
around
say
the
later.
Time of the Fayence.
18th
hippo.
dynasty.
Huh?
18th, 19th dynasty.
No, I would place that to 25, 26 dynasty.
What year is that?
You mean around
You can't get by with this dynasty business
1100
here.
to 1,000.
Late.
is what I'm trying to say.
1100 to 1000.
I would say
BC.
1500 BC.
I'd give it 1500.
No,
I'd stick
no,
with
not that
Vincent.
much.
1500
No,
BC.
no.
What do you think, Vincent?
1500 BC, same time as
stick
the
with
Fayence
Vincent.
book.
1500, 1100 BC. You like that, Carl?
I'm sticking with Vincent.
All right. What about the location?
Well, I should say it's in Middle Egypt.
Middle Egypt.
Middle Egypt, I would say.
Upper Egypt.
Upper Egypt.
What do you think, Vincent?
Upper
Middle Egypt.
Middle Egypt.
Yeah.
Happy mean.
It's just so
pretty.
Yeah, oh, it's beautiful.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I can see that our panel has no doubt about this being Egyptian, which is quite right. But I'm a little bit happy to say, Jacques, you always accuse me of being happy when you miss. I'm a little happy to say that their date on this is quite a ways off, because this is Ptolemaic Roman period, much later than our panel thought.
So,
We're close.
I was the closest.
Jacques was the closest. On the map, we'll locate this at Thebes, which is upper or middle, not lower, Egypt. It comes from the Temple of Tod, just south of Thebes. It represents, or probably represents, the goddess of Tauret, and similar representations of this goddess have been found in the temples at the Temple of Tod, just south of Thebes. It dates in the Ptolemaic Roman period, probably 1st century BC or 1st century AD. And now let's move along to next.
Our object this time is a mask. It was made by the Baule people from the Ivory Coast of West Africa. We can place its time of origin sometime during the latter part of the 19th century.
Now, here's something for you, Vincent. I'm sure you were not placed in Egypt.
No, but from the
Well,
same continent.
That's it.
But now it gets tough.
Oh, that's a lovely one.
Very beautiful one. It's a late one,
Late, yes.
and it's the tribe we know, don't we?
Yes.
Baule.
Baule. Golden Coast.
Yeah. Gold
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast,
Ivory
yes.
Coast.
And
Ivory Coast.
I think it's a late one. I don't
Yes,
think it's a
it's
very
late.
early one.
Can you give me the tribe on this one? You feel-
Baule.
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 It's not so. It's
No,
not
no,
so.
it's-
No, look at that, man.
No,
but it's not one of the
wood's
really
kind of
ancient
crummy
ones.
there.
No, but it doesn't have.
That's from being in this
yeah.
country.
It just no. It's maybe.
There haven't been enough faces pressed against it.
No, it's not. It's a late.
But it's not one of the...
It's at 50 years or 60
50
years
is the
old.
most.
Yeah.
50 years old.
Very good.
What about its use?
60, huh?
You're
It's
still sure
used
where
as
it
a
comes from
gentleman.
now? What's a thing like this used for?
It's
A
a
secret
mark.
society,
Yes, you see.
I think. Baule, aren't they female societies?
I don't know.
No, don't ask me such.
Yeah, I think they're the secret female
This is
society.
an anthropological
I don't know
question.
much about female society.
Marvelous.
Well, I don't belong to
This
any,
thing,
but...
you know a lot. You know a lot.
No, I don't know anything, but it looks like a female portrait.
Oh yes, that's.
Represents a female in one of the
That's
one of the mass dances.
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. They certainly hit this one right on in the face. No question about this at all. Baule from the Ivory Coast, 19th century. So it was within their 50 years, or almost anyway. We locate this one on the map on the west coast of Africa, the Ivory Coast. Baule people. Represents a spirit, as indicated, for good or evil, may be, in one of the ghost dance performances or dance ceremonies. Well, while our experts have time out here for a refresher, why, there's an announcement here which I'm sure will interest everyone.
Sudden emergencies will come along calling for cash in a hurry. United States savings bonds, convertible to cash on demand, fill the bill the safe, sure way. Money you didn't save will never save you. But regular amounts, set aside every week through payroll savings or bond-a-month plans, will save you and help you save.
And now we're back with What in the World, and the next one just coming up.
We are taken back to ancient times by our next museum mystery. It's a chipped flint spear point from Scandinavia and was made sometime during the Neolithic period. This would date it between 10,000 and 5,000 BC.
Well, Carl, this is your turn. This is in your field, and not in an actor's field, so I think we should give this to
Well,
Vincent.
Carl, this is unfair, and I'll tell you why it's unfair. Because there's a picture of that very implement in my book.
Oh, no, that's cheating.
really. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why.
Not that one, Carl.
It looks exactly like
It's
it.
one like it, but I can show you it's not that.
Isn't it?
No.
Well, I thought it was almost the same
Is
one.
it American Indian?
No, this is a piece. This is a flint knife, which was made in Scandinavia, probably in southern Sweden or northern Denmark during the Neolithic, and it's a beautiful, beautiful pressure flaking, and it's very, very similar to the stuff that was made in France and over in Czechoslovakia during the Solutrean period by the mammoth hunters, the so-called laurel leaves. But there are so few genuine laurel leaves in this country that it has to be a Scandinavian Neolithic one.
I'm sure there'd be no argument from the rest of you.
I wouldn't even mention
Yeah, absolutely silent. Absolutely.
Well, Carl, you've got this one so clear. Now, the next problem, how do you date it?
Oh, well, its data is quite late. It's for the Neolithic. It's around, I should say, it's around between 3,000 and 2,500 BC.
This is late.
Around 2,400, 2,500 BC, and it comes from those long barrel tombs in Skåne province of southern Sweden.
The point being that the Neolithic in the Mediterranean is meant much, much earlier, many thousands of years.
6,000 to 3,000 in the Mediterranean, and then up here it starts around, well, I think it's going to start a little older than they thought now.
Earlier than that in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, but it's around, it starts around 3,000 up there, and it lasts right down until, well, it lasts 600 or 1,000 years.
1,500?
You see, these fellows were using flint when other people were using bronze because they couldn't get the metal.
Oh.
You see, they were hard up, you see. It's just like in
That's
Vermont
why
where
it's
they
late.
wear sugar
Yes,
bags
That's
for
why
clothes.
it's late.
Good. You going to argue with this, Jacques?
Oh, no.
Vincent?
I have nothing to say, thank you.
Thank you very much. I should make a correction on the date given here before, because the dates given in the earlier announcement of this were the Neolithic dates of the Mediterranean. As Carl pointed out, the Neolithic dates in Scandinavia are much, much later. On the map, we locate this one in Scandinavia. We don't know exactly where in Scandinavia. It certainly is Neolithic, as Carl has said. Recently, there's been a lot of redating of these periods as a result of carbon-14 analysis of old deposits. And I believe the tendency is to bring the date down in Scandinavia. Isn't that right, Carl?
I think they'll go up again a little bit now.
You do later on.
Just to here, yes.
Yeah, I see.
They've come down, now they're going up again.
But this is a question of the number of dates they have in carbon-14 from that part of the world. And now we're ready for the next one.
This animal head, made of volcanic stone, is believed to represent a crocodile. While its exact geographical location is not known, it's thought to have come from Costa Rica in Central America. It was made sometime between the 12th and 15th centuries A.D.
Jacques, I'm happy to present you with another piece of sculpture.
It's beautiful, but what is it? I don't know. Look at that.
It's a lion, Jacques.
Yes, of course it's a lion.
So you mean it's a course, I mean.
Yeah, it's a lion. But
I don't think it's a lion.
Jaguar.
You think it's a lion, Vincent?
I think it's a jaguar.
El
El tigre.
El tigre.
It's a baby ostrich itself.
It's very interesting. It must be American.
It's volcanic rock.
Yes, but it must be American.
Yeah.
Why must it?
It must be American.
It's got to be American.
But what interests me it is the stones what goes on. It's very interesting.
Why'd you let go of this thing, Jacques? That would collapse now.
Oh, pardon me.
That's all right.
Pardon me. Let it out like that. Well, I would place that. Yes, I would place that in Mexico. Mexico, maybe somewhere in Venezuela or something.
Yeah, I think it's Mexican. I think it comes from either from Chichen Itza, which it could come from around that area in
But
Yucatan.
this stone,
Yeah,
stone,
this is the stone.
this stone. Well, but that's
Nothing
no,
like that. There's no material like that.
the
But
stone.
then it's Colima, Tarascan state.
It might be Tarascan.
Yeah.
It might even be from the Valley of Mexico
Valley of
itself.
Mexico, but more like the Tarascan stone.
It's too bad
Could
the
be,
ears are
it
knocked off.
could be also maybe Peruvian.
You turn it around so I can see it.
It's not
Chavin
Peruvian.
it would have to be then, huh?
It's
Chavin or
not Chavin.
Chironaco.
I
It's
think
not
it's
too
too
good.
good.
No,
It's
I
too
think-
But
good.
no, it's
Too good for that.
Chironaco's too formal.
Yes.
yes, it's too.
This is too lively. This is too lifelike.
And
to
this
be.
is so
It's
typical
very-
of the Mexican thing.
Wow, yes,
The
of
tongue,
course.
almost
could
like
be-
a tlaloc.
Yeah,
huh?
but it could be also from maybe Costa Rica or what was
No,
that?
I don't think
No,
so. I'll
no.
buy Tarascan or the Valley of Mexico.
I think Tarascan.
But if it's Valley of Mexico, it's from the Toltec period. It's not
Yeah.
Aztec.
Don't let them talk you out of anything, Jacques.
Pardon me?
Don't let them talk you out of anything.
No.
It could come from Peru. Well,
The other thing, Jacques, he's being very careful on this one.
I never been able to talk Jacques out of anything yet.
No, because I'm stubborn. It's not like that. But sometimes I feel that you are right, and I can't go. I just can't agree with you.
Jacques.
He hasn't got the scientific argument. you see,
Yes,
Carl.
that's it.
You think it might be what, Jacques?
Well, it's anyway. It's American.
It's American.
Yeah.
It's.
It didn't come from Pennsylvania anyway.
No, no.
that's it.
You all agree on America. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Now it's the
Are
site.
you happy or not?
Well, I'm sort of.
Yes, you are sort of happy. So I'm not so happy. You see,
I'm
not
happy as
so
I'm as happy as a
because
whole flat full of clouds.
it has something which puzzles me terribly. It's this stone.
Chavin, huh?
It is stone.
It is
Stone.
No,
No, it's not Yuanaco. It's maybe
Who's got
Peruvian.
Charvine? What museum has got Charvine stuff?
Well, we never saw. Yes, no, but
Yeah,
this
no
Oh, no.
Charvine stuff in America.
Oh
is there?
yes,
Some, I think,
in
Peabody.
your museum you have.
I better go look around our museum someday.
But not this kind. I think it's maybe Peruvian. Peruvian. Maybe. It's a beautiful piece. I take it.
You know? No, thank you.
You won't take
No.
What about the age of it?
Well, it's pre-Columbian.
If it's Peruvian, why, it's pre-Tiwanaku.
Yes, which is
If it's Mexican, it's Toltec.
4th
I
century.
don't feel
Yeah.
that some.
No.
I don't feel it Mexican. I don't feel it.
You don't feel it's Mexican?
I
No.
feel it.
You're not quite sure it's Peruvian either, huh?
No, I'm not quite sure.
Where would you say then?
It's got to come from someplace, Jack. It didn't come out in a flying saucer.
But maybe it was a meteor.
Look, it's very interesting.
Came over on concrete.
I'm really puzzled.
Gee, that's wonderful that we can puzzle
Well,
Jack.
Yeah. I love it on sculpture, too, don't you, Carl?
Yeah,
I
that's
Usually he can
a
spell
rare
it so
moment.
quick.
I love it.
Well, one more chance, Jacques. You had it, you know, a minute ago. You were almost on it. You were on it.
He said Costa Rica.
Well, how's that?
It's all right.
You like that?
Yes, I like
Fine. Thank you, gentlemen. Jacques was right. It was Costa Rica, but he almost got talked out of it, didn't he? Costa Rica is what we think. This comes from the Philadelphia Museum of Art in the Ehrenberg collection.
Piece.
On the map, we'll locate this one in Costa Rica. And I must say for the panel that this is the best identification we can make. We're not quite sure. All we can say it's Central America. And Costa Rica is the best bet on stylistic grounds. In the 12th to 15th century in time, which is the period I think that the panel meant when they said it was late or just pre-Columbian. So I think we should call Jacques a complete score on this one. Jacques, very encouraging, but a very difficult piece.
It's difficult. Difficult piece. I love it. You should give it to me.
Well, we'll talk to
I
the Philadelphia
deserve it.
Museum
I
about that.
deserve
Huh?
it. Especially you are not showing it.
Good. Well, let's take a look at the next one.
We place before our panel now a painted pottery effigy jar in the form of a human with a hump back. It's from a tomb at Coquelin in Panama and can be placed in time in either the 14th or 15th century A.D.
And now I think we're back to you, Vincent, with a very peculiar piece of sculpture in clay.
Yeah, well, I thought at first it was Chancay from the Valley of Lima, but now I don't think it is. I think it's Venezuela.
Don't you think it comes from Panama, Vincent?
No, I think it's south of Panama.
It looks a lot like some of that Cherokee stuff, but I guess this stuff is
Yeah,
different,
this
isn't
is
it?
very different.
That's
And this funny face, this
Yeah.
funny sort of squashed down face.
Yeah, but it can be, how you call it?
Venezuela or
no,
Ecuador, possibly
yes,
Ecuador.
or from where the gold comes. How we...
Where'd you say,
Colombia?
Jacques?
Colombia, it's in that
Good.
district.
Yes, and
definitely.
this
But
district,
it has
yes.
a lot of the,
Yeah.
the thing of the Venezuela pieces. It's sort of pushed in.
Well, this business, I think, is the thing
It's
that
a giveaway.
pins us
There's
down.
not Peru.
No.
Peru.
This figure here is
I was
like
going
Peru.
to, I was
It
going
is-
to,
No.
I was going to buy Panama for a while.
No,
Don't you like Panama, Jacques?
No, I don't.
I don't like Panama either. It
Colombia,
could be up in the
Colombia.
very north
Maybe,
of Panama. I mean, the
maybe.
north
No,
of
I'm
Colombia.
going to come back to Panama.
Where would you say in Panama, Carl?
Coquelin.
Coquelin. What
Coquelin?
period?
It's very
Yeah.
possible.
Maybe it's possible.
But
You
I
don't
don't
like that, Jacques?
Yes, I don't dislike it.
Vincent, you going to stand out against it?
Yeah, I'm going to stand out against it.
Good. Stick to your guns. It's always a good idea.
Yeah, I still think that it can't be Coquelin because it's earlier than Coquelin. And I think that this is from either Colombia, Ecuador, or Venezuela. That's a terrible bunch of
Thank
things.
you, gentlemen. Well, I'm glad you stuck to it anyway, Vincent, but even though it isn't wrong, it's always a good idea. It is Panama. It's Coquelin.
It is
Yeah.
Panama.
See, you can't really trust me here. 14th to 15th century. On the map, we'll locate it in Panama, in Coquelin province. It's excavated by Alden Mason in one of our digs there some years ago. This placed from one of the tombs. It comes from tomb B11, so we know this one exactly. It's where Alden found all that gold treasure. You remember? It's on exhibition in the University Museum. Coquelet globes, same thing. And now the next one.
We journey to Borneo for our next object. It's a tobacco pipe made by the Kenya people of Baule in Sarawak. Its time of origin can be placed sometime near the end of the 19th century.
And now, Carl, we're back to you. Looks like a little cannon from here.
Jack says kitchenware, but if it is, it's a cannibal's kitchen.
Oh,
Now, this is a...
it's a
Bamboo, huh?
it's a pipe.
Yeah, it's a pipe. And it's got, look at this. This
Yeah.
is Jacques. I
Well,
mean, that's a nice
well,
kitchen,
that's-
isn't it?
Yes, nice, very nice.
I'm afraid our time is pretty near up.
Well, it comes from Indonesia or
Yeah,
New
that's
Guinea.
it.
Yeah.
Indonesia, New Guinea.
Indonesia.
How do you like that?
I think it comes
Indonesia,
from the
definitely.
Celebes or someplace like that. One of the
Yeah.
Timor. One of those
Like
islands.
that? Thank you,
Yes, I like
gentlemen.
it, definitely.
Sorry I got to push it. Our time is up. You're in the right area. It comes from Borneo, from Baram and Sarawak in North Borneo. The Kenya people. On the map, we'll locate this one in North Borneo, province of Sarawak, in the 19th century. A tobacco pipe, as Carl pointed out. Well, it seems to me the panel's done a remarkable job, and I'm particularly excited about the way Vincent Price came through here, an actor who really did a job on identifying these objects all the way through. I'd like to thank the panel for this afternoon. In the first chair, Carleton Coon, our friend from Hastings-on-Hudson, Jacques Lipchitz, and an empty chair for the man who isn't here. Vincent Price has just ducked out for his afternoon performance of Black-Eyed Susan. And we hope you've enjoyed this as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you, and we hope you'll be looking in again next week when it's time for What in the World. Thank you, and good afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon, CBS Television presents Eric Severide on the American Week, a comprehensive, timely close-up on current history, spotlighting the people and perspective of the news. Also tomorrow afternoon, over most of these same stations, You Are There for the Battle of Gibraltar. Walter Cronkite and a battery of CBS newsmen cover as spot news events of September 13th, 1782, when French and Spanish forces hit the Rock with all they had in an effort to wrest it from the British. Another reminder, Monday night on CBS Television, don't miss Jackie Gleason in a straight dramatic role on Studio One's Shortcut. Jackie Gleason is powerful as a reform state senator-elect facing a cleanup job on Studio One Monday night.